Hello, everyone. It's me, Kirsten, and this is the It's Giving Mystical podcast. And this is your podcast for the week ahead, the week of October 10th, 10/10, 10/10, 25, 45, 9. Interesting. Okay. So we've been in this month of testing our ability to receive, testing our ability to let it feel good. So I'm wondering how that's going for you. Also thinking about the last couple of week card draws we've had have been swords energy. So it's been a lot of things reworking themselves on the mental plane, a lot of perspective shifts, a lot of new language, a lot of new words, a lot of communication, a lot of analysis, a lot of questioning your assumptions, reframing things, processing stuff on the mental plane. I was kind of like playing with the cards before I started the podcast just to feel what was happening because there's a lot happening. It's interesting. But one of the things that was most apparent was that we're shifting gears in terms of the element that's running the show. Definitely some wand energy around. So definitely some passion, some fire, some life force. But more importantly, this King of Pentacles energy and the bringing things into reality, into the material world, the concreteness of things. And the way I would translate that is I would think about whatever has been shifting for you, wherever your mind has shifted, whatever your mind has allowed or reworked or welcomed in or, just kind of like, worked on these past couple of weeks. You're seeing that, the results of that mental processing showing up in your life in the real world. The King of Pentacles, so that is mastery of earth energy. It's really this sense of, gosh, it's good to be alive. It's good to be king. It feels good to be king. So it's a sense of enjoying life. The most beautiful expression of the King of Pentacles is the one who is completely content in his incarnation, in their ability to be at home in the world. There's a great sense of abundance. There's a great sense of plenty. There's a great sense of access to resources, like anything you could possibly need. The King of Pentacles deeply knows, doesn't just believe, but knows that the world is here to provide and that he is here to provide for the world as well. There's an inherent reciprocity in the King of Pentacles, a great grounding, a great sense of stability and safety and plenty. So all of that comes with the King of Pentacles, and we want to really honor that. I know I'm speaking about it quickly, but you really want to think about where in your life is there enough? Like, where in your life is there plenty? And are you grateful for that? Are you receiving that? Are you sending energy back out into that? Like, is there a reciprocal exchange of, wow, I have plenty, and so I can afford to be generous. I can afford to be generous on all levels and all ways of expressing myself, but particularly on the mental plane. Sorry, particularly on the physical plane. Interesting, I said that though. So where can you be more generous on the mental plane as well? We're such harsh critics of ourselves. So thinking about where that shows up from the mental plane as well, because that's obviously here with us, but we're talking about the physical plane, we're talking about the material plane, we're talking about our body, we're talking about the foods we eat, we're talking about our home and our communities. The King of Pentacles, the concern with him or the challenge with him is that he grows too complacent, too comfortable. So that might also come up this week. You might have a sense of where you're aching to uproot a little bit, where you might want to pull up root and test your flexibility, test your nimbleness, test your lightness. There's something about the King of Pentacles that can feel quite heavy. And so we want to experiment with this. We're working with alchemists and mystic rising, and so we want to experiment. The density, the safety, the security, the heaviness of King of Pentacles can feel so good, that sense of safety and stability. And at the same time, it can feel smothering. When it hits that tipping point, there can be a part that rebels against it and wants to get out and hit the road and be free and be unencumbered. So going back to the mystic rising thing, we're working with this sense of the alchemist as the one who sees what wants to be born in whatever, in themselves, in the world, in relationships, in dynamics, in new opportunities. And so for the King of Pentacles, you might look at him and that weight, that safety, that heaviness might feel really good. It might feel like it has a function. It's a weighting you down. It's a gravitational pull that feels really good. Or you can sit with that same energy and have this sense of, wow, that needs to be looser, lighter, more free. And so we're just noticing, and with this week ahead, the King of Pentacles, deep gratitude for where there's plenty in our life, or recognition of where there is stasis or gravitational pull or heaviness in our lives, and just recognizing, does that calm me, soothe me, speak to me, or does that activate some reciprocal energy in my body? Does that make me say, wow, I'm so grateful for this weight in my life, and yet I want to feel lighter in some dimension. I have this sense of when you're like repotting a plant, and you can feel that stickiness of the roots, the way they kind of pull apart from the soil. There's something there about that. Where have your roots become a little entangled or heavy, and where do they want to get some air in there? We know that when soil gets too dense, right, when the earth gets too compacted, that's not good for the root system either. And so noticing where your root system itself might need some aeration, if we're going to get really literal with that metaphor. So the King of Pentacles is always going to help us celebrate the plenty in our lives, celebrate our resources. He's also going to draw attention to the places where we've literally like grown into the surroundings, where we've become maybe too entangled with the weight of things, or the comfort of things, or the complacency around our position in the world. That's something to kind of be aware of and acknowledge in this week ahead, that both are true, both exist. And honestly, the strongest message that came through is, I hope you enjoy yourself this week. Like, that was the sensation. Like, I hope you enjoy being a creature in a body this week. I hope you are able to really feel the pleasure of your embodiment, the pleasure of this earth, the pleasure of the world. There's something here about, there's something delicious here. There's something that kind of like sinks into the back of my mouth, a deep satisfaction with the moment, with the world, with yourself. And it's tying back to something that occurred in the past couple of weeks on the mental plane, like some permission unlocked in the mental plane to enjoy what is. So I feel that this week. I feel like this movement of gratitude, this movement of satisfaction, this movement of, it feels like an awakening. It feels like an awakening back into your body or back into your space. Like when you've been unwell and then you're back in your body and you're healthy again, or you've been away on vacation and you walk back into your home. I hope you have that feeling. When I come back from vacation, I walk into my house and I think, I love vacation, but there's no place I love like my home. So there's that sense of, oh, right, I'm healthy in here. Oh, right, I get to be safe in my home. Oh, right, the world is a beautiful place. I think there's so much noise again around us, reminding us of the ways we're getting it wrong, or the ways life is barreling forward, that feel deeply unsatisfying at best. And the King of Pentacles feels like it's bringing in a vein of stillness, a vein of calm, a vein of gratitude, generosity, rootedness, groundedness. That feels really good. So what else would I say about this King of Pentacles? There's just this deepening in the energy, this like deepening into something. And it feels a ripening, a deepening, a dropping into, rootedness and connection in a way that's incredibly empowering. So the interesting part about this energy is it doesn't feel still and static the way the King of Pentacles often can. It feels like a dropping into satisfaction, or being fed by the depth of that, and then a sense of power, clarity, depth that emerges from there. So it's really nice energy. There's just a sensation that something is different for you. Something about your processing on the mental plane, even your energetic work, is bringing you into your body, into the world in a new way. And King of Pentacles, it just feels really nice. Like it feels safe, and it feels calm, and it feels connected, and it feels possible, and it feels safe. I guess that's the best word. So I hope that's your experience of this next week. I hope something shifts to bring you more back home into the world, back home into your body, and from there into a deeper sense of power, of connection, and of safety. It's really lovely. I have relationships with all the cards, but the King of Pentacles, I often feel him as inertia and I just don't feel him here. I'm very aware, most aware of the root system. There's this sense of him being rooted into the earth, of him holding his domain through the root system, like very mycelium network, and being tapped into something deeper than himself. And I think that came up in the October reading, just this idea that we can feel ourselves as disconnected. And this feels like this dropping into connection. It's really beautiful. And it just has this sensation of you're not alone. You're not doing this alone. So community, connection, rootedness, enjoyment, satisfaction, gratitude, generosity, all here. And I hope that those things surround you and bless you in this week ahead. And I hope that you can tap into this deeper sense of connection and that it helps you move differently. It helps you perceive things differently and then have a different sense of what it might mean to move forward. And again, the last thing I'm going to say, there's a lot of ram energy on the King of Pentacles card in the traditional deck. And this sense of the heartbeat of the earth and having my hooves on the ground and this determination. And yeah, I can't think of the word, but there's this word. It's like resilience, like steadfastness to this energy. I like it. I like it. So may that bless your week ahead. May you feel yourself more connected again, more rooted, more generous, more satisfied with wherever you are. And yeah, may you feel the heartbeat of the earth underneath your feet, and may you feel that everything you need, you have access to. Beautiful, beautiful abundance in this card. All right, that's what I got for you this week. Take good care, and I will talk to you shortly. Big hug, big kiss. Bye.